The sea was wild that night. Waves crashed like thunder, and lightning split the sky into ribbons of silver. Nerina had never seen the surface this close, never felt the wind against her skin or the bite of salt in her eyes above the water. But none of that mattered. Her gaze was locked on the young man flailing in the water, gasping for air. The wreckage of his ship was scattered around him. Planks of wood, broken masts, and a toppled lantern floating like dying stars. He was slipping beneath the waves. With a powerful flick of her tail, Nerina surged forward. She ducked beneath the foam, wrapped her arms around him, and pulled him to safety. His body was heavy and limp in the water, but she held on tightly, her heart pounding with something far stronger than fear. She swam toward the rocky shore, dodging debris as the waves pushed them closer to land. Finally, she found a sheltered cove, where the rocks formed a gentle inlet. Carefully, she lifted him onto the sand, brushing wet hair from his face. He was beautiful. His skin was pale from the cold, but his features were strong. High cheekbones, a straight nose, and lips slightly parted as he struggled to breathe. Nerina placed her ear against his chest. The beat was faint. But there, she sang to him. A soft lullaby, full of ocean longing and magic. Her voice, though hushed, carried a power older than the sea itself. As she sang, his breathing steadied. His fingers twitched. A faint smile touched his lips, as if he could hear her in his dreams. The first light of dawn broke over the horizon. Nerina knew she had to go. It was forbidden for a mermaid to be seen by humans. If the sea god discovered her, she could be exiled, or worse. And yet, she lingered, watching his chest rise and fall. She gently placed the silver locket she'd found weeks before beside him, a token from the deep. Then, with a last glance, she dove back into the sea, her heart torn between duty and something new, a feeling she couldn't name. Back in the ocean, the storm had passed. The waters were calm, but the kingdom was not. The sea guard had seen the wreckage. King Thaler stood at the palace gates when Nerina returned, his face stern beneath his coral crown. "You broke our law," he said without raising his voice. "That made it worse." "I had to," Nerina whispered. "He was drowning. I couldn't let him die." "You risked exposure," he said. "Do you understand what could happen if humans discover us? They hunt what they fear. You may think they are kind, but they are not like us." "They're not all cruel," Nerina said, thinking of the prince's face. "This one, he was different." Her father shook his head. "You've been enchanted, child. Fascination is dangerous. It blinds reason. From now on, you are forbidden to go near the surface." Her sisters watched from a distance, some with worry, some with envy. No mermaid had ever touched a human before, let alone saved one. "I'm not sorry," Nerina said quietly. "Even if I could undo it, I wouldn't." That night, she sat in her treasure cove, staring at the empty spot where the locket had once rested. Her heart was restless. The surface had awakened something in her. The smell of the air, the softness of sand, the way the stars looked when not seen through water. It was all burned into her memory. The prince haunted her dreams. She didn't know his name, but she could still feel the weight of his body in her arms, the curve of his lips when he smiled in sleep. Over the next few days, Nerina tried to obey. She stayed close to the palace, swam with her sisters, helped the sea turtles nest among the coral. But her spirit was drifting. Her mind was always back at the cove, wondering if the prince remembered her, if he ever thought of the voice that had saved him. One night, she couldn't take it anymore. She slipped away again, her heart pounding as she neared the surface. The moon was full, lighting the ocean like silver fire. She reached the cove where she had left him. It was empty now, just sand and rocks. But then, in the distance, she saw torches. A procession of people walked along the shore, dressed in fine clothes. At the center, carried on a gilded litter, was the prince. Nerina gasped. He was alive. He looked different now. Healthy, regal, his wounds healed. He smiled and waved at the people. But then a woman stepped beside him, placing a crown of flowers on his head. She was beautiful, with golden hair and eyes that sparkled like the sea. She found him on the shore. A voice echoed from a sailor near the rocks. They say she saved him from the waves. Nerina's heart sank. He thought it was someone else. She was just a dream he barely remembered. She swam away, deeper and deeper, until the water swallowed her tears. Back in her cave, Nerina opened the music box. The melody played, soft and lonely. She stared at her reflection in the mirror. She was a mermaid, a creature of the sea. But she no longer felt like she belonged. She touched her throat. "If only I could speak to him," she whispered. "If only I had legs to walk beside him. He would know it was me." And in the shadows, something stirred. A whisper. A presence. The sea which had heard. And she was listening.